Uh, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Very good morning, a very good afternoon, and very good evening to all of you, okay, who come here and to watch this video. Okay, first of all, I would like to say thank you for watching this video. Okay, what I'm going to explain to you is only a basic of writing where all of us can do it. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. Okay, I am Encik Hasanul Abidin bin Yusof, and I am teaching in SMK Taman Selayang. Okay, the topic for today, the topic that I'm going to explain to all of us, not to say to explain lah, but then to share with all of us is regarding basic high frequency connectors. Okay, first of all, let us take a look. What does it mean by connectors? Okay, actually, connectors is the thing that we always use in all languages. We use connectors when we speak. We use connectors when we talk. And we also listen people talk to us, and they also use connectors when they are talking. Okay, and connectors are an important tool in writing, especially now what I am concentrating is in writing. And the purpose of the connectors is to join information together, okay, within a sentence. Sometimes you have three or two sentences, okay, two similar sentences, and you want to join it, okay, to become a sentence. That's why we need to have connectors. And the connectors that we are doing today is the basic one, the one that we always use. Okay, and connectors also known as, okay, as you can see here, is also known as linking words or simple connectors. They are simple connectors, but they are not hard connectors. Okay, not to say hard lah, but then the other words, okay, for other connectors is cohesive devices. Okay, moving on to the next slides. As you can see here, okay, these are some of the connectors that we are going to discuss. Okay, the first one is and. Okay, and then this is the function of and. Okay, we use and in order to add one phrase and to another, or to give extra information about something. Okay, the second one is but. Okay, how do we use but? We use but in order to link two contrasting ideas or two different ideas. And then moving on to the third one, which is or. Or is used to connect two or more choices or possibilities. What are choices? What are possibilities? Okay, we will discuss later after this. The fourth one is because. Because we always use in order to give reason about something. Okay, and then moving on to next one, okay, which is so. Okay, when do we use so? How do we use so? So is used for us to reason for something and also to express consequence of an action or consequence of a result. Okay, and then first of all is actually similar to finally. Okay, their function are similar, which is to indicate the order of the order of event. Okay, now let's take a look one by one. Okay, first one is and. Okay, as I mentioned just now, and is used in order to add one phrase to another or to give extra information. Let's take a look at the first one here. Okay, the first example. I think this one is the simplest example that I can come up. Okay, so that everyone will understand. Okay. Okay, I like coffee and then I like tea. It means here I like two kind of beverages, which is coffee and tea, two kinds of drink. So how do we combine these two different sentences into one? So that's why we use and. I like coffee and tea. And this is actually one of the function of and. And then let's take a look at the second one. Okay, this one. Okay, they like English. They like English. They study a lot. Okay, as we can see here, okay, how do we put them into a sentence? They like English and study a lot. As you can see here, the second day is omitted, similar to the first one just now. Okay, I and like in the second sentence is omitted. So actually, if let's say that we say like, for example, number one, I like coffee and I like tea. It is actually repeated. Repeated. Okay, repeated. The sentences are repeated. So instead of using the repeated words, okay, we cut it and then we make it into a simple sentence. For example, I like coffee and tea. Same goes for number two just now. They like English and study a lot. You can write like they like English and they study a lot. But then how about you make it shorter? They like English and study a lot. Now, let's take a look on the second one. Sorry, the third one. Okay. This one. Okay. I visited the National Museum. I also visited the National Zoo. Okay, for this one, I visited the National Museum and also National Zoo. But for this one, okay, the word, sorry, let me highlight this. Okay, the word national here cannot be omitted even though we have two national here. Okay, because it doesn't refers to the same place. Okay, so that's why we need to use I visited the National Museum and National Zoo. We cannot use I visited the National Museum and Zoo. Okay, it gives another meaning. Okay, National Museum and Zoo means that in the same place we have the National Museum, and then at the same place at the same time the National Museum is also a zoo, which is actually contradict. Okay, museum and zoo have different function. Okay, now I hope that you understand for this one. Okay, now moving on to but. How do we use but? Okay, but is used to link two contrasting or different ideas. Okay, as you can see this one, okay. Sorry. Okay, as you can see here, okay, this is example number one. I like coffee. I don't like tea. So, how do we use but here? I like coffee but not tea. So that's why it says here contrasting and different ideas. It means you have different idea but you want to put in a similar in one sentence. Okay. Example number 2 or example B is she is 83 years old. She still goes swimming every day. Can you see here? Okay. The age of the woman is 83 years old. And the same woman still go swimming every day. Actually, it is very, very contradict. The idea is very different, very contradict. How come an 83 years old can still go swimming every day? Okay, this one is actually depend on the exercises. Maybe she keeps doing this since she was very, very young. Okay, so she has the strength, she has the endurance. So even though she has already reached 83 years old, okay, she still goes swimming every day. So she is 83, but she still goes swimming every day. Now, moving on to at the moving on to example C. I had my breakfast. I am still hungry. Can you see the difference? If let's say that you have taken your breakfast or you have taken your meal, okay, probably you will feel very full or you are not feeling hungry anymore. But this one, as a, example C here, is very contradict. Okay, contradict. Okay, so I had my breakfast but still feel hungry. Okay, so this is how we use but. Okay, now how about or? Okay, or just now as I mentioned, it connects two or more choices or possibilities. What are choices? Choices mean, let's say that you have two, three things from your parents, or you can ask for more than one thing, or you do either you want to go to school or you want to go to the library or you want to go for a job. So that's what we call as choices. Possibilities is means something that is possibly may happen or may not happen. So here, as you can see here, do you like coffee? Do you like tea? So this one is come out in term of question. So example A here, you can do you like coffee or tea? As you can see here, the word do you like in the second sentence is omitted. This is how we do sentence connectors. We combine two different sentences into one. So do you like coffee or tea? Okay, now moving on to the next example. Okay, do you want red? Do you want green? Do you want blue? So these are three choices. Okay, in terms of colors, different color, red, green, and blue. So how do we come up with a sentence? Do you want red, green, or blue? Okay, we are not needed to use do you want red or green or blue. We just put the punctuation comma here. Do you want green? Sorry, do you want red, green, or blue? Okay, now let's move on to example C. The teacher told them to study more. They would fail the exam. So this is what we call the possibilities. Okay, the possibilities here. If they study more, maybe they will pass. Okay, that's what the teacher say. The teacher told them, remind them to study more. Okay, if not, they will fail. So the teacher told them to study more, or they would fail the exam. As you can see here, number 1 and number 2 here, okay, they are using different sentence. Okay, even though, okay, they are using different sentence, even though we have they and them refers to the same person, but then we cannot omit one of it. Okay, so that's why we have to have the full sentence here. Okay, we combine the first and the second sentence, and then we add more. Okay, now how about number 4? Because, as I mentioned just now, because is actually to give reason about or for something. So now let's take a look at the example here. Okay, we go to school by bus. It is cheaper. Okay, number 2, sentence number 2 is the reason. Okay, is the reason here. So that's why when we combine these two sentences into one, We go to school by bus because it is cheaper. Okay, we give reason, or other word beside reason is justification. But then the simple one is reason lah kan. Okay, now the second example. Okay, Mark was very happy. Okay, why Mark was very happy? Because, the reason is because Mark got a birthday present. So Mark was very happy because he got a birthday present. Now moving on to example number 3. Okay, this one example number 1, number 2, number 3. Just now I use example A, B, and C. Now I change to 1, 2, 3. Easier for me. Okay, now Megan passed the exam. Megan studied hard. So the reason Megan passed the exam is because Megan studied hard. So Megan passed the exam because, okay, she studied hard. The word Megan here changed to she. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one, which is so. Okay, so is to tell reason for something or to express the consequence. Consequence, okay, what is the meaning of consequence? Okay, let me, I'm using different color here. Okay, which is in Bahasa Melayu we say as akibat. Okay, now let's take a look at number 1. Example number 1 here. There weren't enough bed. Okay, there are not enough bed there. There were not enough bed. These people, I want to sleep, but all beds has been taken. So there is no more bed for me. So I had to sleep on the floor. So because of not enough bed, okay, so the reason and the consequence is I had to sleep on the floor. Okay, now sentence number 2. Okay, I know you must be tired. I will let you rest. So because of this person or my friend feel tired, I will let him rest. So I know you must be tired. So I will let you rest. Now, example number 3. You didn't follow the rules. You lose the game. Okay, you didn't follow the rules. So the consequence, okay, this one happen in number 2. Okay, you lose the game. Akibatnya, okay, tak ikut arahan, tak ikut peraturan, so kalah dalam permainan. Jangan menangis. Okay, so that's why you didn't follow the rule, so you lose the game. Okay, now number 6, we have first of all and finally. So that's why for this one, I put it into one example so that it's easier for us to see when to use first of all, when to use finally. Okay. Now, can see here, first of all indicates the order of event. Similar to finally is to indicate order of event. First of all, we put in the beginning. Okay. Beginning of the sentence. Okay, finally we put at the end of the sentence. Okay, end of the story. Okay, this one. Okay, first of all at the beginning of the sentence. Okay, finally at the end of the sentence. Remember that. Okay, we cannot put finally at the beginning of the sentence. It's wrong. Okay, first of all we cannot put at the end of the sentence. It is wrong. So just now. Okay, now look at example number 1. First of all, thank you for the postcard you sent to me. I believe you have come across this one, this kind of sentence when you study and when you learn at school. Okay, when you receive a postcard from your friend. Okay, and then this one is, first of all, okay, let me tell you a story my dad told me few years ago. You want to start a story here, but you and then at the, but and sorry, you want to start a story, so we need to come up with an introduction first. So this is the introduction. First of all, let me tell you a story my dad told me a few years ago. Do you still remember? We used to live in this old house, and so on, so on, and so forth. Okay? So that's why, first of all, need to be put in front at the beginning of sentence. Next one. First of all, this one usually can be used in a speech or in a talk. Okay? When you are in front of an audience, when you talk to your friend, okay, in front of everybody, okay, we can use first of all. Okay, first of all, I am honored to be here with all of you. Okay, now we are going to use finally. Okay, finally they live happily ever after. Okay, I think this one is very, very familiar. When we watch movies, when you read storybooks, okay, the story, the kid story, the old folks tale, okay, they usually use this kind of sentence. Finally, they live happily ever after. Or what what are you doing? He finally asks. Okay, this one is not so similar to number one. For number two here, it's not similar to number one. But then this one actually refers to an action that maybe at first both of them keep quiet, and then his friend, for example Ali, asked him this question. So after they kept quiet for a long time, okay, Ali finally asked question, what are you doing? Okay, something like that. Okay, now number 3. Okay, my forefather Datuk Bahaman found last tract of land in Pahang and finally set there. Okay, or settled there. Okay, actually I cannot see the sentence here because it is blocked by my own view. I have to change the view so then I know. Okay, so this is how we do. Okay, we write in order to use first of all and here. So these are the resources that I use in order to complete my task here. Okay, and you can go to this. Okay, this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Okay, and then thank you, and please remember to like the video, to subscribe the channel, and then to share the channel, the video with your friend. Okay, that's all for me. I hope we can see each other soon. Okay, thank you and goodbye.